Morning, Trainiacs. Allow me to read a text that was just sent to me. 6:23 a.m., about 19 minutes ago. Beautiful fat bike morning. Double exclamation point. And it is a beautiful fat bike morning. We're talking just -9 Celsius. And we're gonna get a fat bike gang going this winter. Every weekend fat bike rides. Oh, also check this out. New Team Trainiac logo. Stem Cap sent that out. So at this point in the season, totally acceptable to be doing a bunch of your long rides on a mountain bike, on a fat bike. I've actually built in recommendations to the Team Trainiac periods between base building, strength building, off season, where I recommend that people get on a different bike than their tri-bike. And that helps build overall bike fitness. So today, I'm gonna explain how you go about laying out the different periods of a triathlon training plan between an off season, between a base build, your strength and speed, and your race season. How long they should be, what types of training you should do. Beautiful. About 6 PSI. Oh, it's so much fun! Oh, I forgot how much fun this was. Oh, the fun! So much of it. Oh, yeah. So that stuff, super important, beneficial to do around this time of the season because triathlon biking, you're literally just locked right in, straight line, going as fast as you can. Mountain biking, cross biking, fat biking, you're moving side to side, so you get all those stabilizer muscles. Like my arms were actually tired at points in that workout. I am soaked. Let me go and put myself together as I always do, look beautiful for you, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to lay out a training year. All right, so this is a multiple screen share kind of explanation because I need charts, I need graphs, I need tables, I need calculators. Don't worry, this is all automated for Team Trainiac. So in short, there are really 4 major parts to a triathlon training plan. There is the off season, which comes immediately after your last race of the year. There is base building season, where you are building the base of fitness to be able to do the work. Some coaches call this the preseason. There is then strength and speed building. This is where you start building in bouts of intensity so that you can build your speed and your strength so that when the heavy loads of the next period, race season, come, you are fast and able to do the intensity, and you are strong so that the load that is placed on your body is not so much that it's going to break it down. In the Team Trainiac training platform, this is all automated for you, but this is kind of my makeshift version of this. All you really need to do is put in the date of your first race. And in my case, we're planning on somewhere around March 17th, potentially half Ironman Puerto Rico, and the date of your last race, potentially half Ironman World Championship. And then how the calculation works is it calculates the blocks of time that you've got for each scheduled period of your season. So the off season, it is anywhere from 45 to about 60 days past the very last race of the year. If we look at this chart over here, where distance is on the x-axis, where the further to the right you go, the more in distance a lot of your workouts are, and the y-axis is intensity, where the higher up you go, the more intense it is. The off season, there is not a lot of distance or intensity. So in that case, a lot of the workouts are down here. If you are working out, they're very light. They're allowing your body to recover. You're just going out for a ride without any intensity. Maybe you're not really working out at all and you're just going playing some golf. After about 45 to 60 days after your last race, then you get into base building season. And how you calculate that is actually by taking your first race of next season, working your way backwards by about 60 days, because that 60 days allows you a 6-week period, 2 3-week periods of work hard, recover, work hard, recover, and then as much as 2 weeks of taper in your race season. You work forwards from your off season, and the amount of days in between you cut in half. Half is reserved for base building season, half is reserved for strength building season. Again, this is all automated on Team Trainiac. At base building, we do 2 types of workouts. One is, say, a base distance workout where, let's say my race is a half Ironman and the bike in that is 90K, just to use the bike for example. And the bikes will be, let's say, a 60K bike, but the intensity is fairly low. Or our weekday workouts are very short, but they have bursts, small bursts of intensity around here, just to give your body a taste of intensity. And the run and the swim are kind of similar. So we're not getting crazy intense, and there's lots and lots of recovery when you do have small bursts of intensity. Fast forward to the strength period. It's half of the time in between the off season and 60 days before your race. Well, that is where we start bringing up the distance slightly of these long bikes, and we start actually working them up to even longer than the race distance. Because what we're looking to do is build that over distance, where by the time you get to race season, you've already built the ability to do the distance, and we just start sharpening the intensity. So we might have bikes of 100K, 110K, 120, 150K in that case. On the other hand, the more intense rides, the distance, we let short be short, but the intensity comes way up. So the strength rides, way intense. These are falling off your bike kind of intense. This is building crazy fast speed. This is building the neuromuscular connections between everything in your limbs. And you do that by way overloading your muscles. And then what happens is when the race season comes around, like I say, we give ourselves 60 days before a race to start getting very specific towards our race goals. And at that point, what starts happening is a lot of our bikes start kind of narrowing in to being more and more similar to what the race effort and the race distance looks like. And then what happens after you do that is, once you get to the race season, instead of just saying, okay, do a 90K bike, do a 90K bike, do a 90K bike, how we've built all the workouts in Team Trainiac is to just modulate things up and down around race intensity, so that depending on what your week is like, you do a bigger ride. If you have a lot going on at work, if you have a lot going on with the kids, if you are very stressed out, you do a shorter ride. But in all those cases, we're kind of in and around race distance, race intensity, but not just the same thing over and over and over. You kind of use the guidelines that we've given you to moderate your own workouts, so that on any given week, you can do a sprint race if you've trained for a sprint distance. On any given week, you can do an Ironman if you're ready for an Ironman. But what we're doing is we're keeping you sharp and allowing you, with just a taper, to race at any point during that race season. Now, it might sound like kind of training gobbledygook, and It is a little bit. A lot of the premise behind how Team Trainiac started is I started making this spreadsheet for myself, like, I just can't keep in my head when I'm supposed to stop the base building and start moving towards more strength and speed, and like, do I write these down in a calendar? So I started making these automated templates, and then somebody reached out to me and said, hey, we can make that automated template some part of your website. So I started actually making these, making them look pretty. And then I went, well, how much further can we go? To the point that now January 1st is the intended launch day to have Team Trainiac and 3,600 and I think 54 workouts automatically spit out based on whether you individually, customized to you, are in your off season, are in your base building season, are in your strength building, are in race season, and based on the days when you want to work out, bam, automatically done for you. All of this is taken care of. I think it's really sweet. And if you want to do it on your own, there are some guidelines for how to create an annual triathlon training plan. So there you go. If you are interested in joining and becoming a member of Team Trainiac, go to triathlontaren.com/team waitlist. Sign up there. We're only going to open up 250 spots right at the start. And if you just want to be notified of when we launch to the public, just go sign up there. Just go put your email in and we'll let you know when that happens. All right, Trainiacs?